It's edible. It's about to kick. Oh,
Uh, it's all good, man. Here we are. Welcome everybody to African Talk Football.
We're back.
Recapping what happened last week in the Prem. How's everyone doing tonight? Solo, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna be better in like 35 minutes, but I'm good.
My God.
Oh man.
Gabriel,
I'm doing all right, man. Can't complain.
Mike,
Oh, we're coming. The Bully Blues. We're coming.
the Bully Blues. As always, thank you guys for your guys' continued support via our social media platforms, Apple Podcast and Spotify. Just want to kind of just hop into it because we have a lot to get into this evening. The first thing, obviously, Tottenham Hotspur have beaten Manchester United 2-0 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it, right? I think we've learned a lot in that game. I think we learned a lot in the versus the Wolves game as well too. I think the first thing.
Hold on. Who did we learn about?
I'm sorry.
Did we learn about United or
Man United. I'll start with Man United, and then I'll talk about Spurs a little bit. But I think the first thing that pops out to me is that I don't think that the team is fit. That kind of boils down from the poor preseason that we've had. I don't think that Ten Hag has necessarily approached this the best way possible by playing some of these guys just for 45 minutes and taking them out, because clearly we looked exhausted in both games. And the frustrating part is, he won't acknowledge that we had a poor preseason. Them not being in shape, them not being fit is on you. That's the first thing that pops out to me. The second thing is, yes, they're not playing well, but they're short on confidence. You have guys slouching all the time. I don't even want to say specifically who, but there's a lot of men up top that are just walking around continuously, who don't really help us in the attacking third. But you got to give it to Spurs. I think that they played well. I think that they played decent. I can't even say I think they played well because I think that we created enough chances to put that game away.
Definitely.
You think about the Casemiro chance. You think about the Bruno chance. You think about the Marcus Rashford chances, and then Anthony hit the post. So even in spite of all that, I still feel like we had opportunities to put that game away, but it is what it is. The midfield looks completely unbalanced. I think Ten Hag has to hold a lot of responsibility for the lineup, for the midfield. He has to take ownership of this Mason Mount situation. Mason Mount is his signing. He's completely unbalanced the midfield while he's been in here. He doesn't help Casemiro. Him and Bruno are the same profile of players. So I think a lot of the things that that are happening to Casemiro are not only on him, but it's because of the midfield combination. I don't think that it's balanced, and the frustrating part is that Ten Hag won't acknowledge that that's a problem.
what is the solution for Manchester United's midfield?
I think that we need someone who has legs next to Casemiro who can also progress the ball. So I don't think that person is Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount and Bruno are the same profile of player. I think Bruno is better than Mount.
Yeah.
Mount as a backup would be great.
Yeah.
Based off of our current situation, to be honest with you, I would drop Anthony in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Please, Lord, talk about it.
Let's get into that. Yeah.
Well, he's been poor. He's been very poor.
Since he got there.
I don't think that he had as bad of a season as people made it out to be last season. He wasn't consistent, but he had moments that were really impactful in our season. He got us into the FA Cup final. He got us into the Carabao Cup final against Barcelona. He got us through in Europa League. He's had moments where he's had good moments for us, but the problem is
That's fair.
he's not consistent.
Who's the other winger for like behind Anthony? Is that who? Like if Anthony was stopped, who would they put in that place, or who would you want there?
I think Wan-Bissaka's been playing there, right?
I mean, no. On the wing? No.
No. I thought he was talking about who's playing behind.
My man, you were trying to one up Klopp. You were like, turn.
Nah, I mean, we have Palestri up there, and which kind of brings me to my new point. Like to the next point is, like, let's look at the preseason. A guy like Palestri has been playing well all preseason. Sancho has been playing in this central area all preseason, and to me was probably one of our best players all preseason. You get to the Premier League season, what happens? You put him, first of all, he doesn't play. Sancho doesn't play. When he comes on, he goes on to the left. And then you put Rashford through the middle, where Rashford never played in the preseason. He only played on the left. So, again, like, Ten Hag I don't believe is putting the team in a position to succeed because you're moving the best players out of their best positions. You know, you don't move Bruno Fernandes out of the 10 to put him on the wing to accommodate a Mason Mount who's not in form. That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Ten Hag has a lot to answer. We've had a poor preseason. I'm sorry. He won't acknowledge that. We played poorly against Wolves. He won't acknowledge that. He's responsible for bringing in some of these players who completely are not up to it right now. And I mean,
and they're like all from the Eredivisie too. That's just or like have played in there at some point. Like Onana played there, Anthony played there. It's like there's I feel like the whole team has. I think all the team has some Dutch background. It's interesting
because our coach is Dutch. But I mean, like the only players for me that really carry any credibility from these two games is Onana, Varane, and I would say Wan-Bissaka. Everybody else to me, else to me has just been below average. Lisandro Martinez, I love him to death, but since his injury, he not looking. So he
got a red card in him somewhere. He's
not fit. He's not fit, and I also I just think that Luke Shaw also not being fit doesn't help because then now he's putting himself in positions to have to bail this other guy out. But it is what it is. Ten Hag has a lot.
I'm not gonna lie though. I will say I didn't mind Luke Shaw's match. It wasn't terrible.
He's not.
It wasn't too bad.
He's not fit. He can't even overlap Marcus Rashford. He can't go. He can't get around to get around. He's too tired. That's not acceptable. And I don't blame him necessarily.
I'm saying defensively. I'm not talking about offensively. I'm just saying defensively. He did well last match.
Yeah, defensively.
I did watch. He did well last match defensively. And offensively, that's a different story.
I agree. Yeah. Offensively is where we struggled, though. So that's where.
So one of the things you said that was interesting, you were talking about how there was an abundance of chances that United could have finished. My thing is then is the problem the mid or like how it's being positioned, or is it just a matter of getting a solid striker that could finish these chances instead of depending on Rashford, who's naturally a winger and clearly doesn't want to be there in the middle all the time?
I think having a consistent striker there obviously would help.
Yeah.
My thing is objectively you have to look at the chances that we created. The reality is right now is that we don't have that 9. He's coming. He's not fit yet, but he's just not ready to play right now. And we need you to play in this role. Yeah. My thing with Marcus Rashford is visibly he's slouching. He's not showing we need you to do this for the team. And he's come out publicly and said, I don't want to play as a 9. I like to play off the left. Well, the team needs you to play like this now. This is not about you. And this is the biggest thing I was concerned about with him when he got his contract, because now he's holding us like this. Because now look at him. He walks around. We've watched football long enough. Messi, Zidane, Cristiano, Ronaldo,
Ronaldinho,
Henry, these great players. You've earned the right to not maybe we don't want as much. I'm watching Messi right now in Nashville. You know what I'm saying? Still pressing. You know what I'm saying? Messi, Marcus Rashford. Just
why you say like that Soldier Boy meme? Rashford.
It's no. I mean, it is what it is, though, man. Like if you're gonna be this big profile player, this is what comes with it, and that's why last week I said there's a lot of people that need to prove it, and he's one of them. But I think for us, man, I think until we Mason Mount is now injured. That recently just came out.
Until September.
Yeah, he's not going to be for a minute. So
after international break, yeah.
If we can bring in another midfielder who can help, just if Eriksen had a little bit more legs in him, I think he would have been perfect. But his age is where he's at. I think that they need to bring in a midfielder. But
y'all need Gabri Vega. Y'all put Gabri Vega there, that boy would eat.
He went to Napoli.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, dang.
Yeah, he went to Napoli.
Salam, I do agree with your point on Ten Hag, and I do want to speak on him because I feel like he's been failing you guys. For sure. And I know there's a lot of hype about him coming in and him supposed to make changes. And like I feel like, last season, even though, obviously we didn't get to where we wanted to be, I feel like we did see some type of change. And I thought coming into this season that, we would see more changes, you know what I mean? But after like watching you guys for 2 matches, I mean, not even only just the play, and not even only the lineups, but the signings. Like I'm looking at the signings that he's made and the money that he spent, and I'm questioning it. I'm questioning it a lot because I'm not gonna sit here and say Casemiro's a bad player. I like Casemiro a lot. He's an amazing player, world class. We all know that, world class.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is a center mid who's aging. Let's be real. It's an aging center mid in the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
You bring in Mason Mount.
Still don't know his position.
But I just don't. Yeah, I still doesn't know his position. Still, he looks exactly how he looked at Chelsea. Even honestly, worse. If I'm being completely honestly worse. You brought in Antony for 100 mil.
But that's the one though. I think it's the Antony and the Mount one. I think Onana has been good for.
Onana for sure. Onana for sure. But
Lissandro.
He's at his moments.
Lissandro was huge for us last year. I know that.
Yeah. Actually, can we go through his I'll give it the guys he brought. Okay, Onana. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you Onana.
Okay, Onana.
So far.
Last season. The Lissandro.
Yeah,
good sign.
He's good. Yeah,
he's good.
Far.
Good.
I wouldn't say it was a flaw.
Yes, I'll give you that one for sure.
Christian Eriksen. Good
backup, but not like
good signing. But
considering what we had Fred and McTominay.
But Salam, that's my point though. That's my point. We're saying like, all right, these are like, okay, Martinez is a decent signing, right? Onana, decent signing, right? But we're talking about your midfield. Your biggest problem from 2-3 years now.
From Ole.
We've been talking about your midfield. This is Ten Hag's resolution to your midfield was bringing Casemiro, Eriksen, and Mount.
Yeah,
those are the 3 signings that he's made to your midfield. Casemiro, okay, I can understand that, but at the same time, that man is aging. He needs help around him. Mount and Eriksen, I'm sorry, they're just not gonna do it. And compared to the teams like Chelsea, City. City went and got a Kovacic, so he's not going to start every match, but come in, do his thing.
That's my thing with the Kovacic thing. He was just as available as Mason Mount. I don't understand how United go to Chelsea and picks Mount over.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not only the money that you spent, it's the money that you spent on the players too. Like these players aren't what you need, because if you look at all of our teams, in a sense, we have revamped our midfield. We got Declan Rice. We got Kai Havertz. We got 2 guys who we know, okay, they can fit our system for sure. City, even though Kovacic is older, no, we got a leader. We know he's going to fit in. They just got another signing.
Exactly what they needed.
Yeah, exactly what they needed. Chelsea, Caicedo, Lavia, Enzo, and 2 windows. They got exactly what they needed. I feel like Ten Hag has neglected what you actually need.
This is the first time I feel like he's gotten the money he needed.
Yeah, he's gotten the money, but I feel like he's misused the funds. I personally feel like he's misused the funds because Eriksen, I'm sorry, but Eriksen is a decent signing, but it's not much more than a backup for him. Mason Mount.
Mount one is questionable.
But let's look at questionable to me. The 3 that we're talking about now. You said Casemiro, Eriksen, and Mount. For me, if you were to take out Mount, and if Mount was someone like,
but he's not.
No, I know. but what I'm saying is, I agree with your point though. But my thing is like, if you brought in a Caicedo instead of a Mount, Now you look at that midfield, and it's like you understand that Casemiro is aging. You understand, but like what Casemiro brings is a lot more than just what he brings onto the field.
Yeah, it's pedigree,
especially with fragile mentality of this team. One of the points I also wanted to make was how away from home, Manchester United is one of the worst teams in the Premier League. These guys, the only reason why they won last week was because of Old Trafford. Because Wolves was the better team.
Nah, for real.
They created the better chances. But no, to your point, Gabriel, I 100% agree. I think that I'm looking at Anthony right now, like, man, I really backed you last year, but this year, man, I don't know, bro. Like, it just doesn't.
Arsenal hype.
I don't really know, like, I don't know what you do. You're a Brazilian.
So
take on.
So for the next game, who do you guys play next?
Nottingham Forest.
I mean, what are you thinking? When is the new guy coming in, the striker?
Against that game, I think he's training. He's going to be on the bench against them, and I think the plan was to try and get him ready for the Arsenal game. But my thing is if you're going to do that, then you should have put him on the bench last week.
Yeah,
he would have started this week, or maybe even played 45 minutes this week.
But he might not be ready. He might not be ready for that though. He might not. Physically, he might not. You don't want to rush him. He's new. You don't want to rush him. It's still early. It's still early.
100%. But I think like it is still early. But when I look at last season, like those 6 points that we dropped at the beginning of the season were crucial 6 points.
Yeah,
because we were fucking around with Maguire, McTominay, and all those guys. And all those 2 6 points against Brighton and who was that? Brentford.
Yeah,
those were bad losses. And I mean, it kind of shapes out to the way it was last year, because we were going into that Liverpool game like, damn, Liverpool's about to wipe the floor with United.
Yeah,
and they ended up winning. But I did just briefly want to touch on the Mason Greenwood situation. If you watched us last season, you know where I stand with it. I said that he should never play for Manchester United ever again. As soon as that audio and the images came out. Yesterday, 3 different reports were out that from himself, Mason Greenwood, the club, and the CEO of Man United. For me, the crazy thing for me is in that all 3 statements, it seems like there's like a little bit of a reluctancy from the club to make the decision that they made.
Yeah,
and all 3 statements they said, we went through the investigation and we found that he's innocent. Like, he was cleared of all charges. The reality is he wasn't cleared of all charges. The charges were dropped.
Yep.
Actually would have taken that to court, then I don't know. But I believe in people getting second chances. I think that he is getting a second chance. He's getting to play football. And I mean, shit, like he's a parent now. If you're a parent, you understand this is a second chance.
I mean, the thing is too is like, because with City with the Benjamin Mendy situation, it's with that I just kept thinking to myself, it's like, bro, you like 30 years old, you're not getting another contract most places.
Oh yeah,
and all
absolutely.
that. But that's what with Mason Greenwood, I just kept thinking to myself when that whole situation happened, I was like, damn, that's horrible for the people, the girl that was, just stuff that happened to her and everything. But I was just like, that is a kid, bro. Like, his whole life up to this point was just to play football. And it all was derailed by just horrible decision making.
Horrible decisions.
Yeah.
And so it's just like that's why I was like, when I saw he got the to go to another place somewhere else far away, I'm like, yeah, bro, like I don't want to take taking football away from you when you like 18 or 17. That's all you ever known as your job and your worldview. It's pretty. That's rough. But so
that's
a good
point. Yes, that's a good
staying at United when it's like nah, the club can't, because that just basically encourages it,
Exactly. But like my thing is like I think this is a lot about
I would say
people.
encourage.
But
I guess excuses it. I don't know.
Like, but my thing is like you have to look at the people in charge though, man. Like, I have a lot of problems with the ownership because I just don't think that they're football people and they don't have football.
No.
They're not to run an institution like Manchester United. But if we're just talking about, I know morality, like morals is tough in business, but I just feel like the way that they've handled this has been completely poor.
Yeah.
Completely poor. Why has this taken so long?
Exactly.
And like the fact is again, they wanted to keep him. And it's like
Yeah.
They were waiting for things to cool down. I'm like, nah, bro, those is on the internet forever. Like,
could you imagine him away at Anfield? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
you hear yesterday? There's still Partey still gets booze every time he touches the ball. Partey still gets
Zuma, even Zuma.
Yeah, bro.
Zuma.
That's like, if you know about that situation, you know about that situation.
Yeah,
this is like we've seen.
Yeah, this is front and center.
We heard.
In the
you can't change what we heard.
I just feel like people do deserve second chances.
Bro, even the Saudi clubs are coming out saying that they're hesitant to even give him a chance.
Yeah, Steven Gerrard came out and said we're not doing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I heard one Saudi team is interested in him though. I have seen reports that I'm not sure the name. I'm not sure the name.
Yeah,
Etifak. Yeah,
but I'm just like
that's a Gerrard's team.
Oh, that's Gerrard's team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I heard one report, but we'll see.
Yeah, man. But Manchester United moves on to bigger and better things. A London derby this week. West Ham, the Hammers, hammer the Blues.
I thought y'all was gonna get this
3-1.
I know, man. I
Talk
know.
to us, Mike. What is it?
I know. I mean, I think that video you sent in our group on Instagram says it all. Mm-hmm. We were doing things in this game that we didn't even try in the preseason. We started the game well. We actually started slow because they scored pretty early. Like, 6 minutes in, they scored?
Yeah, 6-7 minutes.
So, I mean, I like the way we were able to adjust. We came back. We scored a goal. But then that PK, I even said it in the group chat. I was like, I don't want Enzo taking it. Let Jackson take it.
Yeah.
Let's get our striker going. Enzo takes it. He misses it. I know Cornelius said, and they said it on the post game interview that the PK changed the game, this and that and the third. I don't believe that, bro. That was before the first half ended. Going into the half, you have to change your mentality. It's a new game. It's 1-1.
Yeah.
How are you gonna tell me because of that PK miss, we should be down? But then he takes out Chilwell, he takes out Gusto, and look at the back four. It just didn't make sense. He brought in, took some time to take out what's his name, Gallagher. Gallagher should have been out very early because he was struggling. He had a good game against Liverpool, but he was struggling this game. And then the obvious Caicedo, debut to forget, but I mean it's the I would say preseason. He didn't have a preseason for real. He had all this drama going on. He didn't really have a preseason. So I think we're gonna go through this. I had a feeling. I almost wanted it to be perfect, but I knew this was gonna come. So now that Lavia's here, Caicedo's here, bro, let's get it going. We need that chemistry. We need to get Jackson going. That's my biggest thing.
It's gonna be.
We need to get Jackson going.
It's gonna be a long journey with you guys, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Y'all are going through that. That time period. If you trying to get dreads, like you going through that like ugly time. That's where y'all at right now. Yeah. You in the wolf. You wolfing right now, bro. And so that's my thing. Is just like when I look at that Chelsea team, I just kept thinking to myself, like, I honestly think we're gonna finally get the answer on whether or not Pochettino's actually a good coach.
Oh yeah,
because in my mind, I'm like, yo, if you're any world class coach, like a quality coach, I think he goes to his Chelsea squad and in 2 seasons get a decent result. Yeah, but with Pochettino, I'm like, nah, man. I'm watching because this man, he be failing upwards. It'd be bothering me. Like he did nothing at Spurs and then went to PSG and did nothing at PSG and now he's here. I'm like, how do you keep getting roles, bro?
Played for PSG.
Yeah. Well, he was horrible as a manager.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you gonna have like, I don't know. I want to see the type of coach that Pochettino's actually got to be.
Yeah. I agree with you. It's just. Go ahead, Gabriel. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say. Sure. I think I just lost my point. Oh no, I was just gonna say, compared to like when I watched this match compared to last week's match, one, I didn't feel like you guys were up for it. Like, I know like Liverpool is a kind of a blockbuster match. You're not gonna, kind of just lay down.
Yeah.
But I feel like this one, like you just weren't up for it. But then also two, you didn't do any of the things really that you did last match. And I don't know if that's because of the loss of Reece James. And honestly, I want to talk about that one too, because every Reece James is not in the side, you guys are considerably worse. Like it's very noticeable how bad you guys are when he's not in the match. And I watched last week with Liverpool. I think Liverpool pushes the pace, so it pushes you to play quicker as well. But last week, you guys were switching the ball left, right. It wasn't working on this side. Okay, get it on the other side. Quickly. This match, everything was lethargic, slow. Couple 3-4 touches on the ball before you release.
Back to last season.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, I had a question for you though, because you said that you don't think that Poch is a good coach. I'm gonna say a few names and just tell me if you think he's better than these people.
Okay.
Roberto Mancini.
Ooh, he's not better than it. Come on.
No, Mancini's better.
Pellegrini.
Yeah.
Pellegrini's better.
Pellegrini's better. I'll give Pellegrini.
Ten Hag.
Wow.
Hey, right now they're about equal. But he didn't win nothing with Spurs, right? He didn't win nothing with Spurs.
No, he didn't.
Okay. So then, I mean, that says some.
Gabriel, who do you
I'll say they're tied.
Better
They're
coach?
tied, yeah.
Poch or Ten Hag?
Ten Hag.
Oh, man. Wow.
Yeah, a little. I would give an edge to Ten Hag, but tie is about
So
right.
it's not far. It's not, the gap isn't.
Nah.
It's not too far. Yeah.
Okay. Poch or I almost said Sean Dyche. Who is the coach?
Sean Dyche.
Who's the coach of Newcastle? Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe's an underrated
Eddie
coach.
Howe.
Yeah.
Poch?
Nah,
So
here's Poch.
Eddie.
So here's my thing. So both Eddie Howe and Pochettino, I think, have achieved just as much in the Prem, as in they both haven't really achieved much trophy wise, but better football and just making just something that's actually like decisions. Yeah, like what Eddie Howe was doing to get to this now where he is now. Like he reminds me of De Zerbi back from a little bit ago. So I'm like, for me, I'm like, because for me they both haven't achieved much trophy wise.
Yeah.
But in terms of who I think just creates better football for their players, I'll put Eddie Howe as my manager over Pochettino.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Because like, how do you lose Ligue 1 when you have Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar? Like, what does that even mean? You lost in the worst the not even a top 5 Europe league, and you couldn't win with the absolute best team there. Come on.
Yeah, that's
weird.
It's weird.
That's weird, bro. I'll football manager that, and I'll get I'll make it happen.
Right, for sure. Definitely get a better result than that.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine though. I think we'll be fine. It'll take a couple of weeks, but if we're having these issues in November, there's problems.
I'm telling you, when y'all replace Pochettino, get another coach, that Chelsea with all is gonna wake up. The actual old Chelsea that was winning and stuff, they don't come back. Poch is gonna hold y'all back.
I think these injuries are. I mean, I think you guys will have a lot of growing pains. Just young team, new manager, a lot of new signings. Like it's a completely different team for the most part. So I think you guys will have growing pains, but then also, you guys also have injuries too. And these are. I mean, what?
Well, Buddy Ashil and Broha are back. So.
But you just had I can't pronounce the last name. Thank you, Chukwemeka, who just who's out for 6 weeks. You have Reece James, who's out for a couple months. You have Nkunku, who's out till next year. So those are 3 important players. You see the impact that they made. And last week you saw the impact Reece James had. This week you saw the impact that Chukwemeka had. So it's like these are important guys that you're missing as well. But that's where you need you guys have the depth, man. That's what I will say. You have the depth for guys to come in and
no excuses, man. No excuses.
Yeah, so I hear that.
Yeah.
Speaking of depth, Solo, you guys just added
Doku.
Jeremy
I'm actually
Doku.
kind of salty about this one. I'm kind of
Listen,
salty about
Yeah,
this.
this is a surprise for me.
This
Honestly,
is a good one though. This is a good
Sterling
one.
2.0.
it's so good. Listen, like when we were first linked with him was the first time I became hit to Jeremy Doku. I was like,
no,
I
way.
knew he was. Yeah, I think I've seen like
World Cup, yeah.
like World Cup, like things like little things here and there. But in terms of like how good he actually is, like I didn't really understand, and so I saw that it was like him compared to I think it was Vinny and Messi in terms of dribbles completed, and he was number 3, and he was like close. I was thinking to myself, yo, like that's. And then there's like Henri who just straight up said like I've never seen a guy that dribbles like this. He's actually better. He's getting cosigns from Mbappe, Henri, all these people. And it was KDP. I'm pretty sure it was KDB that he came to the board and like gave that like his cosign like, yeah, get this kid in. And I'm like, man, the fact that he could have played at Liverpool, because it was Mane that told him at Liverpool like, hey, don't come here, go stay at Anderlecht, because like Saleh's about to have this position on lock. It was all this stuff, so I'm like, man, like we really just got what I would consider this like kind of golden boy that just has been kind of moved and maneuvered out of sight a little bit, because I never really knew him. I started watching videos on him. I'm like, oh, this is exactly who we need. Like we need somebody like that.
Man. He's a right back or left back's nightmare for sure.
Plays both wings, extremely efficient. Yeah,
I don't really have anyone like with pace, like since like Sterling, Son.
Bro, we don't got nobody with sauce. Like Foden's our only sauce like player. I'm missing that. We used to have Sterling, we used to have Sane, and they would bring that pace and bring that sauce with them, and it would just be fun to watch. But this guy, like
he's gonna bring it.
We 100% right, Salam. So like we haven't had a Sterling S player since Sterling left, as in like the little quick move around, get a ball in somewhere. And this is the guy we've been I think
him and Haaland.
Bro, Haaland. De Bruyne's about to. Well, if he can just stay healthy, De Bruyne
is out 4 months out. It's done.
He's out 4 months.
4 months. You didn't know? He's out till like December.
We actually like in terms of depth, we're actually in a weird place where we need some midfield coverage because.
So then why? That's a head scratcher. So why buy him? You didn't. You needed like a.
They need a winger though.
We need a winger. Mahrez left.
Mahrez we need a center mid though. So like, how are you gonna?
So the thing is, like the way it looks like is that now Foden, who is our kind of backup winger whenever we need a winger, and just one of the other ones aren't available, he can finally just be more central with Kovacic or with and now that gives him that Bernardo, who can also play on the right wing. If we don't want to do if we want to let go of Grealish and his defensive trait and not goal scoring, we can put in Doku on the left. So it's just like thing about City is we don't have actually that many players in total, like number wise. It's just that all of our players play 2 to 3 positions, and you move them around a lot.
Yeah, your defense looks good too.
You have Cole Palmer though. Like there's a winger. Like why?
Isn't he about to leave?
There's rumors he's out the.
I'm gonna be real with you, dog. I don't think Cole Palmer's that good. I don't think he's that guy. I think people want him to be, but because like
academy hype.
He's academy hype. They're trying to get a big like. I think they're trying to uplift his value because even like the way the UEFA Super Cup on that game, they were literally giving him so much space because of how little they cared about what he could do. And he had so much going down that channel and was getting nothing. And then eventually that goal that he did score was really, he was trying to just make an assist to Haaland and just missed in the best way possible. You see it in terms of where he was looking. So I'm like,
goal against
Arsenal.
Yeah, I don't know. I think right now he's a little too like hesitant. Yeah, and raw. I think he needs to go somewhere else for a little bit. We shouldn't have let go of Borges. We wouldn't have even needed Doku, but we have Doku, which is an amazing option.
What do you think Cole Palmer's worth?
English, has
English
City.
tax, I hate it.
Yeah, you gotta always put that.
Probably
If
like
you
what, 35, 40, right?
yeah,
How
I'm thinking,
much was
I'm
Gordon?
thinking,
Gordon, how much was he?
He
was like 50 million or something like
he's
that.
a scrub.
yeah.
Anthony Gordon,
Yeah,
I think
him.
it was like 45 or so.
he's the number 10.
I'll put Calmer at 40.
Yeah, 40 is
40
is
seems
good.
fair.
But I mean, he's better than
Yeah, he's better
Gordon.
than Anthony. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%, 1,000%.
no, I agree with that. He's not bad. It's just that I'm so unimpressed, man. Like when we've had wingers like Sane and Sterling, when they was seeing what they could do, and then we see what other people's wingers are out here doing. It's just like we go up against Vinny and we have Cole Palmer as our winger. Like that's not it, bro.
You just lost Mahrez too, so they definitely.
Yeah, Mahrez. That was another mate. Like we've had an interesting range of wingers come through, and I don't think Palmer is ready to. I don't think he fits that even the City winger style. So
Newcastle game thoughts? Only 1-0. It was a tight game.
Exactly. It was tight. Newcastle is good. Like they are not.
Y'all.
They ain't here to play. Yeah.
Dark horse.
Dark horse. If somebody wanted to put a bet on Newcastle winning the Prem, I wouldn't be against it. I'd be like, don't put too much, but I wouldn't be against it. But yeah, with the game, I remember when I was watching, because I was keeping up with it because I was in a work thing, and I just kept thinking like, dang, they've held us this long. But then I kept thinking to myself, we haven't been scored on either. Yo, City, this is the type of games where we leak goals when we don't get goals first. And so I was like, our defense is so solid right now that to the point where I'm like, I could definitely see us beating that record by Chelsea.
Do you think it's
this
the best
season
you've ever had? Like
Yeah.
defense, like defense.
Oh, for sure.
By far, yeah, no question. We've only ever had like in our back four, there would be two that were good, and then two that were like, okay.
Always, yeah.
Kind of similar to Arsenal before Saliba came in and like gave a consistent presence. It was just like that all the time, just
I mean, you guys had like companies sign.
Yeah, but they've always had a suspect guy.
Devin Kelly, bro,
come on,
getting stretched on the field, bro.
Let's Scott.
I was like, yo, Otamendi. When they had Otamendi, there was a point where they would be like, yeah, just run at that guy. He's gonna get a red.
Yeah, honestly.
Man, and our wing backs have always been too old. Until like it's just the defense has always been our most unpredictable each season, but this year it's the first time I'm like, we are a defensive minded team. That is clearly what we are now.
Dude, last time we talked, you guys were gonna get Vardio. Now you have him. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. 102. 100.
I know.
Listen,
like
I'm
90 plus 10. That's going in.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That guy that left foot is saucy. I don't even know
dude,
that.
Did y'all see the 3-on-1 he broke up?
Yeah.
During the game? Dude, 3-on-1. I was like, the patience and just reading the pass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bro,
him.
It's crazy, bro. Him, Akanji, and Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
And then you still have Kyle Walker.
And you still have Kyle Walker, bro. And
listen,
I'm not gonna lie, Solo.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was praying, bro. I was praying Bayern Munich picked up that guy. I was praying that he went to Bayern Munich, man.
Nah, for if he had left, I honestly think any team that has really pacey wingers, we were just done against. Like we would have been completely exposed. Facts. That we don't have. Like he is the only pace. Like he's a pace killer. Like if you got somebody that's pacey, put him out on him, he got you. So yeah, I'm glad keeping him and keeping Bernardo Silva were, I think, the best two signings of the summer for us. Because losing Bernardo Silva and Kyle Walker in the summer that we lost Gundo and Mahrez, that'd have been a lot. That would have been a lot.
Oh, what's his name? Laporte going to Saudi.
Laporte's going.
Yeah, man.
I'm
sad about that.
Y'all tired of selling to us, man. We were interested. They said no. The city
no, that would have been the key. Listen, when I tell you, like it was like, for me, it's like every season with Dortmund. I'm always like, Dortmund, don't ever sell to Bayern. Stop doing this to yourself. and they learned eventually. And I think we caught on early. We're just like, if we give him Laporte, a consistent defender next to Saliba, just as consistent as him, they don't have to depend on Gabriel's. Like,
Arsenal. All these Arsenal guys just be running at Chelsea.
It's crazy. So we had to stop that. But honestly, I kind of feel bad about how that all went down. Like he really was the guy for us for like 2 years, and then just he fell out of touch with Pep, and
that's Pep. That's Pep, man.
Bro.
He moves on. He moves on.
I ain't gonna lie, like I've always said I love the success that Pep has brought to us, but I'm like, man, that dude is a killer. Like we every summer we lose some legend, like in the most like harsh way. It's just like, well, bye, you're done.
We cannot replace him. Remember, he was the kid. We cannot replace him, and then he wins the trophy the next year.
All right, let's get Haaland.
Yeah, man. I definitely that's crazy that they have that they won the treble. But I had two things to say. The first thing was usually with Man City, you always have that one person who's like, wow, like this is like his year. Yeah. Last year, I would say like Bernardo really carried you guys towards the end.
Gundogan,
I'd say Gundogan as well too.
Good, that was Gundo's season, for sure. For me, it was that.
For sure. So who do you think this year is like? These two guys are going to be obviously like Haaland is, like
Haaland. We're not talking about him,
but like who else do you think is going to like?
I think with now that we have Doku, which helps to give us the depth we need on the wing, and if Foden can play more centrally, I think it's his year because he's always been a center. He's a center mid, and he's had to play as a winger for us just because he's young and fast and able to keep up. But when he gets in that midfield and he's allowed to stay consistently there, I think he's really gonna shine. But if he doesn't, then then I don't think that's gonna be easier. But right now, as it's looking, the way the team is set up, it might be. It's crazy because we really do need another just like person to pop in and just start immediately getting assists to Haaland. And Doku is like he's an assist leader in Liga, and his expected assist goals was higher than most. I think almost the entirety of Europe because his strikers were so butt at Rennes. Like, they couldn't finish nothing, bro. And so I'm like, it could be, if he. So I'm saying between Foden or Doku, it's gonna be one of those two that have.
I can agree with that because when I was watching you guys against Newcastle, Foden looked. He looked so fresh. He just looked like he looked so happy to be back in the mid. Like, I can just pop in and out and be in these gaps and just. He was all over the place. He looked like a kid in a candy store. Honestly, it was funny to see.
He was excited, bro.
Yeah. So I can definitely see that happening. And I mean, this is a guy of his quality. Just serving Haaland, I don't think really gonna miss a beat. I mean, KDB of course is KDB's. It's kind of irreplaceable, but I think you won't really miss a beat. And then Doku as well, just. Beating a right back, left back, and then just swinging the ball into Haaland. Come on, bro. It's gonna get sticky over there, bro. Hey,
yeah, man.
Bro.
I did want to say, like when Pep was like, like we cannot replace him. It just made me think of like if you were Harry Kane, right? You could have went to Man City that year, and literally did everything that Harry Kane did. You could have ended this whole like you've never won a trophy. You could have won a treble in your first year there.
Yep.
And it just made me think like, wow,
that's crazy.
Like leaving Tottenham, like I think that's probably what did it for him. Could you imagine like that could have been me?
Yeah.
And I could have had a Premier League, a Champions League, and an FA Cup, and ended all that talk about I don't have a trophy. He doesn't win this. I've only won the Audi Cup.
Yeah, if he doesn't win with Bayern, bro, like here's my thing: there is Pochettino and there's Kane. They're on my fraud watch right now. This season, they're on fraud watch, bro. I'm sitting here like y'all. This is finally the year that y'all gonna get exposed, or you gonna actually show up for yourselves.
Show something,
yeah, because they on my after this year. I'm like, listen. you a fraud forever. If that if you can't get a trophy at Bayern,
you got to beat allegations.
You got to beat the allegations.
Nah, he will.
Oh wait. Before we get off City, Solo, Pep, he's out until the international break. Emergency surgery on his back. Hopefully, hopefully he's all good. Hopefully the surgery is successful and everything goes well. But, I mean, obviously this will impact your team. I feel like your team is very self-sufficient, but I also think that Pep knows how to get the best out of your team week in and week out on the pitch, in game adjustments, all of those things. And I think his loss. Or not his loss, but him his not being on the touchline will have an effect on the team. Kind of just run me through that. What do you think, and how do you think it's going to affect your team?
I think it's like, you remember back in the day when the teacher would be like out sick, we get a substitute teacher. The kids just start running the class. That's how I feel like this is about to come out. Like, we're gonna see players being like, "Yo, I'm finna have fun." Like, I'm not trying to even like. Like Pep has one of the most obsessive and like heaviest like system that he applies to his teams. That I feel like if you're a person who can't get with that just you're not gonna fit. You're gonna have to leave. Zlatan is a perfect example. Or if you're a person that you're not sure of who you are yourself, then you're gonna get lost. And for me, that's like who's that one kid? Mario Götze. Like, that kid was fired. He went to Pep. He got confused. He didn't know what he was trying to do. My man got lost for good. Like, it was done, bro. He got burnt out.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And so my thing is like, listen, it is what it is. So for me, with these players, they get to finally kind of show, in my opinion, show the world like the individual things that brought them to the club in the first place. Like, I better see Grealish scoring goals.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to see Alvarez getting up front and getting crazy with it on the wings or cutting in. Like, I'm trying to see Doku just get techie with it. Like, that's so for me. I think it's about to be, the kids are about to take over the class. It's going to be, we might not win, we might lose, but it's going to be some amazing football to watch. That's how
I can agree with that. I feel like it can either be, I mean, when kid, like you said, going back to the substitute teacher example.
Yeah.
Sometimes kids taking over the class, I feel like these are the right group of kids to take over the class for sure. But also kids taking over the class, it could get hectic in there. It's cause a food fight or something,
I can see Holland going crazy, like, yo, you better let me get every goal or something. Like,
so I can definitely see both sides of it. I think you guys are a very self-sufficient team, though. So I feel like kind of everyone knows their role. But I mean, Pep will still, his presence will still be felt. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I do agree. Individuality will definitely come out. I'm definitely going to see some different things out of some players I haven't seen in a long time. Yeah.
Prepare for the sauce. That's what I'm thinking. And it's like, for me, we're about to play Sheffield and Fulham, two teams that we should definitely get easy wins against. Yeah. I'm so happy that like Pep was
favorable
like, you know
schedules, man.
No, I don't think it's favorable. I think Pep said, okay, let me get the schedule and then I'll decide when I get my back surgery. Because that's how he thinks. He's like, nah. He said straight up, he planned this. I feel like that's the type of person he is. He's like, let me just do it at this time. 2 weeks out. No one can question why I'm back.
International break.
He'll be back. Weeks, Yeah, then he'll be back for the Arsenal game, which is the game he needs to be there for. Like, he can't. We need to be there because y'all finna get rowdy again, and I'm like, I'm not trying to hear it.
Yeah, we play you guys at home early though, so
Arsenal, another fraudulent win.
Yeah, I mean, shit, Arsenal got 3 points. I mean, they got a tough 3 points.
Yeah. It was a tight game.
I will say, like, no BS aside, I think this team has shown a lot of growth, and you can tell because I think 2 years ago, like, they don't win that game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nope.
Gabriel, take it away.
Yeah, no. 2 years ago, we definitely lose this match 2-1 or a draw at bare minimum draw for sure. I think that goes down to personnel and also the coaching that was happening at the time. But no, yeah. I mean, if I'm being completely honest and kind of my whole overview about the match, I feel like we're still kind of in third gear. I feel like we're still kind of in preseason. this wasn't a good match for me. Like I still don't think we didn't exert our dominance in the match. And I will say Crystal Palace, they're since Roy Hodgson's taken over, they're 3-2 at home. Which is their first loss at home, since dating back, I believe, to last season. And I think I don't know if they're clean sheets all at home, but it's just difficult to win there and score there in the first place. So to get out with 3 points, shout out to the boys, because also Arteta lost all of his last four matches on Mondays after watching everyone play.
Really?
I think like we never won one. I think his last 4 or 5 matches, and we finally broke the curse at Crystal Palace, which is a tough one too. So shout out the boys. But I still feel like, we have a lot of growth in a lot of areas still, and I feel like we still haven't kicked it up that extra notch. And I feel like, we need to start with this next match, because we have tough matches like coming up. Out of the next 6 of our matches, we have City, we have Liverpool, we have Chelsea. I know we have City, we have Liverpool, City, United, Tottenham, and we have Spurs. 6 out of our next 6 matches or so. So, we're going up against tough sides, and I think that we definitely need to kick it up a notch, because we're not performing at the level that we need to be. And I feel like, it's a little bit because of personnel, but at the same time, no excuses. We know who we are. We proved that last season, and I don't feel like the standards should drop, should only get higher. But as a team, I think we did decent. I still don't like Partey at right back. I think, just because of injuries and personnel that's going on right now. I think when Zinchenko comes back, I think that things will go, come back into order. But yeah, I really don't have too much to say about the match. If I'm being honest, I really am just happy that we got out with 3 points. Shout out Odegaard for the PK. I really want to give a shout out to Declan Rice. I don't know how much I can speak about this guy, bro. I feel like Declan Rice. Come on, man. This is my guy. This guy was, you see the heat map. This guy was literally all over the pitch, winning the ball left and right, winning headers left and right. Passing was on point every single time. Every long ball. I mean, this is exactly the type of player that we needed. The consistency of the player as well. You know what I mean? And I don't want to knock Partey or anything like that, because Partey was a very, very good for us last year and gave us. He was for the most part, he was consistent, but in terms of duels, no, he wasn't winning all these duels. In terms of tackles, he wasn't winning all these tackles. In heat map, he was not all over the field like this. I've seen Declan Rice trek back from literally box to box. It's just, this is exactly what our team needed. Someone who's a strong presence in the midfield, who's just going to hold it down. It kind of reminds me of Yaya Toure, if I'm being completely honest. Just a guy who's just going to hold it down, deliver, can strike the ball if he needs to, but just ping it out to our wingers every time, or just get the moving forward. And then every time he needs to, he'll make a run in behind every once in a while and get an attack going as well. So big shout out to Declan Rice, man. Big shout out to him.
Big grab.
Yeah, no, for real. It's so clear. It's honestly so clear, like the difference and impact that he makes. Also, I do want to touch on another player as well, and it's not as positive. Another one, once again, Kai Havertz.
I'm glad you brought it up before I said anything.
No. I do want to touch on it. And I have some good and some bad. Like I said before, it's still early. It's still early. But like I said last week on the pod, he didn't really do much for me. And like I said last week as well, defensively, great. I can't be mad defensively. He won the ball back for us. The pressing, the back pressing, the keeping the ball for us. Honestly, he does all those things correctly, but that's not why we brought you here. That's where I'm at. That's not why we brought you here. We brought you here to get in our attack, to score goals, to combine. And I haven't really seen that. I've seen a player who's, I think, needs to get his confidence back for sure. I think Chelsea definitely did a number on him. just playing out of his position. No, if I'm being honest, I think
no,
Chelsea
you're
did
right.
well.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
Like just playing
Yeah.
out of his positions. And I see that now. Honestly, when I was watching Kai Havertz this past week, so many times I think he in his head, I think he still thinks he's a 9 because so many times he's still jumping in the spots that Nketiah should be in, or he's right next to Nketiah. And I'm like, bro, this is
Get
not
out
where
the
we
way.
need you. Yeah, we need Eddie right here. You know, you're making the same run as Eddie. You know what I mean? So many times he's just out of place. I feel like he still needs to find his own footing and his own grounds. But it's not anything to like for me to just come and say like, oh no, you're doing poorly, because you're not. You're just not doing what I necessarily need you to do offensively. Defensively, keeping the ball. It's not like you're making mistakes, giving the ball away, pissing. No, you're not doing any of that. It's just. Now, what we brought you here for is to help us with offense and attacking third, and I have not seen any of that. Now, the caveat I do want to put is that when we brought Zinni on, I instantly saw him and Zinni connect. And I feel like Zinni is the perfect type of player to kind of unlock Kai Havertz. I feel like Kai Havertz needs someone to constantly connect with, and with Zinni being on that left side, with Kai Havertz kind of being that left central midfielder and attacking wise, Odegaard's always going to be all over the place. Odegaard's going to be left, right. He's going to be all over the place, So Odegaard's not always going to be there to connect with Kai Havertz. Declan Rice will be able to advance the ball to Kai. And I feel like once Zinni and Kai can get to connect, I feel like that's when we'll start to see, him start to play a lot more, and that's what I was excited for. I saw Zinni and him play for 5 minutes, and I looked and I was like, hey, I can see even when he came on and he started, a couple passes here and there, lay off here, he got a little pep in his step.
That one touch, quick passes.
He's quick passing. That's what he needs.
I'm saying he want to be mid so bad, like he want to be a mid player, like I feel like in terms of being in the midfield, like no, my bad. He wants to be a midfield player so bad. I'm like, bro, but like you need to be an attacker. Like you got to get up there.
Yeah. I think he's a player who thrives off connecting. One touch passing, and we're missing that one with Eddie. I'm not saying Eddie can't do that, but it's not his strong suit. Jesus he's more a connecting guy, and then Zinchenko again, just technically sound and gifted, and a guy who's also wants to connect and wants to build. So I feel like those pieces will help him a lot. And we have yet to see that because one, Zinni's just not coming back. I don't know when Jesus will come back, probably in the next 2 weeks or so. I think he'll be there for United if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, I'm trying to keep my patience with him. I'm trying to keep my patience. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't have much patience for him.
Chelsea boys or something else.
They both on that 00. They on that 007 nonsense. But you know why? Because like Kovacic knows what he is. He's like, I am a center mid, and I will play there and there.
I'm not here to score.
I'm not here for that. But the other two, like even for Zinni, Zinchenko when he was in City as under 20s or something like that, he was a CDM. That was his initial position, and we converted him into a left back. But I've always wondered like if he was just, even you see it in his like way of playing, he's trying to always still be a part of that. Yeah, so I'm like, why not just put him back in CDM and see if he cooks? Because honestly, I don't think Partey's that guy either. Yeah,
Partey is fast.
But see, that's the thing. We have Declan Rice, so
Declan Rice, you do.
So we don't. That's what I'm saying. We have the personnel now to play with it. We have the personnel to now just play with the players that we want to put in the 11. So it's still, like I said, it's still going to take some figuring out. And once again, we need all of our guys to be healthy. All of our guys aren't healthy yet. They haven't been able to really gel. So it's going to take time, but. I'm seeing more. I don't want to say I'm seeing more bad than good or good than bad. He's lacking what we're looking for right now. What we brought you in to do, you're lacking. You're not really providing that. For me, we didn't really bring you here to defend. We didn't bring you here to always. We brought you here to press and defend, but we brought you here for your attacking mind. And I have yet to see that in 2 matches. I feel like he disappears when we attack, and I still feel like he needs to find his footing. He needs to put his stamp and his footing within the team. And I feel like that's some of that's on the player. Like I feel like everything he's doing right now is just extremely safe, and I can understand that. Like I can understand that coming from Chelsea. I can understand that. Just his mentality and being a new team. He doesn't want to lose his spot. There are guys behind him, so I can get that to a certain point. But at some point, I'm going to need you to be like, all right, I need to add some sauce to my game. I need to start feeling myself. I need to figure out who Kai Havertz is again. You know what I mean? I feel like
he'll give you flashes. He'll give you flashes.
Yeah, but I need.
Every game, don't expect it.
But was he ever a goal scorer though?
Yeah, I mean, like who is Kai Havertz?
I don't actually know where he came from.
He's a 10.
He's a 10, but he's the. But once again, we brought him. I'm not saying we brought him here to score goals, right? But we brought him. We brought him here to. No, we brought him here
playmaking.
To playmake. Yeah. To playmake. Be in that Xhaka role, right? We brought him here to be in that Xhaka role. Xhaka scored 8 goals last year. Kai Havertz should have 8 goals easy this year. That's what I'm saying. At least. But then also on top of that, we brought you here to progress the ball. Every time Kai Havertz does the ball, he looks like Scott McTominay. No joke. Everything's lateral.
Facts.
Everything's lateral. I haven't seen Kai Havertz ping a ball to Saka. I haven't seen him ping. I haven't seen him play much.
He has to shake that Chelsea.
He's not trying to get on AFTV, bro. Yeah. He's not trying. He's scared. He's scared of the lights, bro. I think something about him when his time in Chelsea, he's just been scared of the lights.
That's what I'm saying. I think it did a number on him. I think he needs to find himself once again. So, like I said, those are the guys that I'm really looking at.
To your point, I want to add Kai Havertz to my fraud watch. I need to see this. This is the year.
It's so early.
No. I'm not
he's
saying.
Talking about in general.
Just in general, like this year, if he can't get those 8 goals and figure it out across the whole year, that's not. I'm like at that point, it's like you've had that one Champions League goal has been the only thing that you've been known for. That's it. Yeah. And it's getting a little questionable. So this year he should do great in that system. But he's not there yet.
I feel like it's the manager's giving him the confidence. He gets the nod every week. He's giving him the confidence. I feel like it's really up to Kai Havertz to kind of own it and just want that role and just really just own it. Like just get outside of your head. I feel like he's thinking too much. Like, bro, just play. Like, just play, bro. Like, you don't have to think about anything with us. Like, we have the guys around you. Declan, if you lose the ball, Declan Rice is right there. We have Saliba right there as well. We have guys around you for you to make mistakes. Like, we don't want you to make mistakes, but I need you to take risk. I need you to take more risk. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. Shout out Eddie and Ketia too. I know he missed a couple chances, but once again,
one thing about Eddie, he's gonna shoot.
One thing about chances,
he's gonna miss.
He hit the post.
He's gonna miss.
He hit the post. He missed, but outside of that, still great match. Still did extremely well for us. And I like the mentality of our team. Excuse me, especially going down to 10 men. I think I want to speak.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
The both yellows were extremely suspect. I want to talk about the first one. The first one, I forgot who was holding the ball, but someone on our team. I think Martinelli was holding the ball for maybe like 10 something seconds. Yeah, gives it to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu grabs the ball. Maybe 5 seconds later, he gets handed a yellow, which I think was extremely harsh.
8 seconds. It was 8 seconds.
He just got the ball. I don't think it was his fault. I don't think the yellow should have been given to him because he had literally just gotten the ball.
It shouldn't have been given to him. It didn't help.
Martinelli started.
It didn't help. Yes, it didn't help. It didn't help. But then also, I believe that the second yellow was extremely soft. It was not a yellow card.
Did you see the ref?
He barely got touched. I can't stand that David whatever. I can't stand that guy. But I think it was two extremely soft yellows. And it is what it is. But this is like you guys said before. This is
facts on this topic.
This is a team. Well, before we get to VAR, but like you said before, this team would have drawn or potentially lost a match like this in years prior. and to see, us not only win the match, but how we won it, and then even Arteta making the tactical changes, and us actually dominating possession at the end of the match, bringing in Zinni, bringing in Jorginho, bringing in Gabriel.
Yeah.
Great. I really like the changes that were made and the adjustments that were made too. So, I think we still need to kick into that second, third gear, or into that. No, we still need to kick it up a gear. I would say just kick it up a gear. But 2 weeks, 2 wins. They weren't the prettiest. They weren't the greatest, but good teams find a way to get results in tough places and win tough matches. And we found a way to do that 2 weeks in a row. And
did we talk about Timber? Did you get a chance to talk about Timber?
No. I mean, I didn't even. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to talk about.
Is he out for the season? Is it for the season or January?
Pretty much.
Oh, for the season?
Yeah, 7 months.
Can we hold up? Can we talk about injuries at one point?
Yeah, there's been a lot of injuries.
That's the thing. Like every single one of our teams has a major person, I think, affected by injuries. Right at this point, I'm like, yo, it's crazy.
Yeah, and want to know why I think? The amount of games these guys have had no rest.
Too many, bro.
No rest. And then they have the Euros coming up next year too. There's no rest for these guys. So
too many unnecessary games. Unnecessary games.
I'm real.
These injuries, and it's going to happen to all of us. We'll see guys, ACLs, hamstrings, all of it. Just it'll keep happening. Unfortunately, it's very unfortunate, but they just keep stockpiling games on these players, and it's like.
Even that new format, the UCL format, I'm like, bro, you just made that longer.
Extra games for no reason, and that's what I think it's contributing to these games. It's contributing to these injuries because some of these guys that have been injured have been playing deep into seasons the last 2 to 3 years.
So
you're seeing it now.
Timber just happened to. It was just unfortunate.
Timber. But I'm just
I was getting
general,
there.
Though.
But some of these is just like a misstep. It's like early season, like even look at Chukwuemeka's. He literally just collided and then he kept rubbing it the whole game. And he should have probably came off right when he collided, And I don't know, but there are a lot of unnecessary tournaments like the UEFA Nations. Like, what is that?
What is this?
Yeah.
We've had a way to qualify for the Euros.
Teams.
Yeah, I feel that it like loses the prestige of like international play. Like I don't know, it used to be like a treat, to like watch
the Finalissima games like that. It just don't.
I mean, they could get rid of like in terms of England, like they could get rid of the Carabao Cup.
Facts.
They could get rid of the Nations League.
Yep.
And then I think like that would be like that's kind of like back or how it was before. I don't know what normal was, but. At least that's how it was before, but it is a lot of games.
Too many games.
You're just gonna have to buy more players. That's just what it is. I don't know.
But let's talk about these VAR, these refs.
Oh my
specifically God. Premier League referees. Specifically,
atrocious.
The worst.
From the Arsenal game to the Liverpool game,
United
game. I mean, there's just been even the Chelsea game, the PK
City game.
Could see what's his name getting in the box, Suchek getting in the box. There's been so many like errors that I'm like, why can't somebody just be like, okay, I'm just gonna go look for myself? What is so difficult about that?
I don't understand.
Why can't you just go look? Why is it that
it's getting suspect for real?
The drama, the suspense, and like,
and it's crazy. It's so crazy because now they're making they made the rules harsher for players to speak out and to protect the refs, but yet the refs are making such bad decisions. As a player, it's like, how can I not say anything? You know what I mean? And it's so poor. Like the refs will make a mistake 1 week, like they did last week. Oh yeah, Wolves, we're sorry, we should have gave you this. Okay, whatever. And then come this week, I mean, Christian Romero's arm is playing keeper.
Like he's
playing keeper. And we've seen PKs given for so much less. So much less.
So inconsistent.
And and we're sitting there. No, did he even look? I don't even think he looked.
No,
go look.
No, they don't go to.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
They just make the call.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, the United one, I think that they did look, which is why I was like, how did you look? And then, I mean, I don't think
I don't think the on-field ref looked.
Yeah, you're right.
VAR
on-field
ref. The on-field ref.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The on-field ref
ref
should just go look. You have a screen over there. Just go verify.
And look, what's crazy too is that it looks like when they made out the statement earlier in the summer, and they were like, oh, the FA are going to be more strict. They're going to start putting more I'm like, no, bro, it's not that we need more reffing. We need better quality reffing. That's the issue. Like, honestly, they need to just completely bring every refs from other countries that are just clearly better at this point and just be like, yo, teach them how to actually do your jobs.
Yeah,
because they're actually that lost. Like, it's, I don't know,
it's just in the Prem.
Yeah, it's just in the Prem.
It's
horrible. And I personally think, it's gonna be, it's kind of just gonna play out how it plays out for all of our teams, because we can't really say that's gonna hurt or help. In a sense, because it's gonna do both. So, and it's gonna do both for all of our teams. If I'm being completely honest.
It helped us.
I'm not trying to go back to Arsenal. Yeah, not even trying to go back to Arsenal, but when Eze beat Declan Rice and then beat Partey, I thought they were going to give it.
That was
honest. Partey definitely sucked his leg out. And I see PKs, like I said, for much less. Yeah. And we got away with one. Last week, Spurs got away with one. You know what I mean? It's
everybody's getting away with one, and they're also getting one.
You're gonna get away with some, but I think we're gonna get a lot more things called than getting away with it.
Yeah,
for sure. And it's unfortunate because it only hurts the players. You know what I mean? Yeah. It only hurts the players. It only hurts the teams, and the refs have no. That's the worst thing about it. The refs have no repercussions of their actions. They get to go. They get to openly admit and say sorry to teams that no, I should have done this. You're right. I should have done that. Yeah. And they get to go home and do whatever. But then that could mean relegation for another team. You know what I mean?
It's like, why can't we do it in the game? Why do we have to wait for the game is over?
Yeah.
We got it wrong. I don't understand.
2 apologies, and this is 2 weeks already. So
it's crazy.
That's
rough.
Going into match week 3. Just who knows what that's gonna look like. But just kind of getting into match week 3, who does everyone play?
Oh, Luton is coming to the bridge.
Luton.
I'm hoping we give him at least 5. We gotta put
5.
You gotta start storing goals.
We gotta put all our frustrations on Luton Town. I'm sorry. Bring everything you got. At home to a promotion side. Come on, man. No excuses.
5
points.
I don't know. You guys had chances though.
You know what? This is one of those games where it's just I feel a bet.
I'm sorry.
I can see somebody hitting on Luton Town sneaking away with one.
Dude, I'll be mad.
Where's the game at?
It's at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, it's on Friday. So everybody will be watching. So no excuse.
The whole world's watching.
So this has to be a GRG, right?
Absolutely, GRG.
3-0. First
I'm predicting
GRG of the year.
3-0
GRG of the year. It has to be. You're right.
Y'all have no excuses in this game.
Yeah, I do like their right back or the left. I think they're right back. Luton's right back.
Is it the one that's been with them the whole time?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
But United plays Nottingham Forest. Hopefully Rasmus Højlund will be in the lineup or at least on the bench. I think United should. I think they should beat Nottingham Forest. Matt Turner's in goal, so I know that a goal or two may go in. Shout out my guy, Matt.
Well, hey, whoa. What's up with the Matt Turner shade? What's up with the Matt Turner?
I like Matt Turner. That's my guy. That's my guy. No. I like him a lot.
You're going to get someone. Yeah,
it's not even him, though. It's not even him, though. It's the guys in front of him. It's not even him.
Yeah.
Serge Aurier, come on.
Yeah, I like Matt Turner a lot.
Hey, Serge Aurier 2 assists.
I'm not gonna lie. He's been playing well. He's been playing well.
Offensively, he's good. No question.
For the record, I rate Matt Turner. I just want that to be known out there.
I rate him too. He's actually he got a lot better over the course when he was at Arsenal. I'm glad he's getting his first team minutes in. So
we didn't even talk about Raya like that.
Man, talk about man. Just wait. When Ramsdale makes a mistake.
Oh yeah,
listen. Only thing I have to say about the Raya Ramsdale situation is it's Ramsdale's positions to lose. It's his position to lose.
That's facts.
If he knows at this point, he knows because he knew when Matt Turner wasn't starting.
Yeah,
he knew that for a fact. But now he knows that. Listen, this is serious competition.
Ryan's played for Spain, right? He's played for them, right?
At some point this year, do you think Ramsdale loses that spot? I think he does.
Like I said,
at least for like one off game.
No,
I don't know about lose. If he loses that spot, it means he was really bad.
Lose that spot.
Yeah.
I don't. It would have to. Like I said, it's gonna take something detrimental, or a mistake that Ramsdale makes for us to lose a match, for his spot to get taken. It's gonna take. I think the first one would be like, listen, that's your last one, like one and done. Mm-hmm. After this, it's over. Like Rye's gonna start. So I think, like I said, it's his spot to lose. It's really his spot to lose. So
I think
we'll see.
No, I agree.
Some point,
yeah. I ain't gonna lie though. I saw those little training videos. Hey, Raya got.
Bro, he has caps for Spain, man.
Yeah.
He's catching them little shots in the corner.
Solid.
He's solid. Man. And he's bigger
Raya,
frame,
Raya, Simon, and is it Sanchez?
Yeah, it was Kepa, but obviously,
Sanchez. We'll start fraud. You know what? Maybe we should change it. I don't like the fraud one.
No, it's fraud watch because it's just like, hey, are you that guy or are you not? At some point, you just gotta make a decision. It's just like, wow.
He's definitely on the radar.
He's suspect.
Sanchez, I have my eyes on you,
bro. That's a lot going in the Chelsea game.
Yeah, I mean,
you see what he did?
Yeah,
he just fell. He just was like,
he
just fell forward. I was like, bro, what are you doing?
He hit the shoulders. Man. Gabriel, who do y'all play?
We see Fulham at the Emirates back at home.
These cupcake schedules, man.
No, Mike. What I just say earlier, we played 4 difficult teams in the next 6 match weeks.
Hold on, City got like Bournemouth or something. Watch.
Yeah, no.
Listen, our next game, it's. I mean, wait, you want to finish? Go ahead. My bad.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say we play Fulham. I just want to give a score prediction. I'm thinking this is a game that we need to score before we go see United at home again. So, I need like a good 3-4-0 for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Fulham's good though. That should be a good game.
They are decent.
Yeah. I feel like going into our game, the United Arsenal game, one of us is going to be going into it on some suspect stuff. One of us are going to come back here next.
Hold on, where's the game? Where's the game?
Drop points next.
At the Emirates, man. It's at the Emirates.
Oh yeah.
But it's okay though because I think by the time that we play them again at Old Trafford, I think that this team will be
different. It'll probably be different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So could Arsenal's at that point. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But who do y'all play?
We play Sheffield United.
Look at this,
and it's away. Sheffield United away.
So much tougher.
They be writing your guys' schedule in like
listen,
bro.
It'd be nice. We deserve, bro. You know how many games we play?
No, Salam. They handpick it. They handpick their schedule. No, we want to play.
Yeah, these
are our
schedule.
You see how remember when they canceled that Man City Arsenal game at the beginning of this? It was
perfect.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Last year.
What you
No.
want?
It was last year. Was it because of COVID?
I think it was because of COVID.
It was the Queen. It was the Queen.
It was the Queen.
Oh yeah, what you want us to do? What the Queen? You say Man City planned for the Queen to
No, I'm not putting that. I am not.
We putting the aluminum cap on. Let it go, y'all. We just lucky this.
Arsenal would have played y'all that. I think Arsenal would have got y'all that.
Yeah, they were hot. they were coming in hot. If that
Go ahead.
But we never. I mean, we haven't lost. Arsenal hasn't beat us in like I don't know, like 14, 15 games. So I don't know. It's gonna take a lot.
Don't worry. It's coming soon.
We'll see.
When we play y'all again, we see y'all next month. We see y'all like 2 months.
See. Hey, I'm all for it. Listen, it's gonna be a fun. For Sheffield United though, no Pep, kids taking over the class, against Sheffield United away. So they not even back at home base. They could be like, oh, the signal fell. We can't get your call, Pep. Like, nah. They better go ahead and hit him with a 5-0. Like, I need Haaland to get back to scoring more consistently and more confidently. Because he's had a he's had a one match. Listen, Haaland, you have to understand. Erling Haaland is a machine, and when he don't get a goal, it's just like, what's going on? We gotta switch something up real quick. It's like we gotta do something, and this is his chance to, before we gotta make some moves around him.
Games. What you mean?
Hey, I mean, they're
some men don't have
Action Jackson.
Yeah,
but that's the thing, bro. I don't compare Haaland. Haaland has no competition with these guys, bro. Haaland's competition is Haaland. So I'm like, listen, what you doing? Because last season you was like, you was here. You had 2 hat tricks and 2 back to back. I need to see another one. So what's what I mean? And again, if we're going back through to the end of last year, he didn't score in the final. He didn't score in the Super Cup. So there's another part. That's another thing that I have just been peeping. So it's just like, all right, like
missing in finals.
If it's fine if you're the guy where you can score all season long and just not in the final, that's fine. We can get somebody else for that part, and we could work around that because that's 37 goals in the Premier League. That's amazing, whatever. But if you're a person where you don't know which one you are, I'm like, nah, bro, we gotta figure that out now, because we're gonna get in a final and we need a goal. We put you in and you over here looking a little all scary. So like, we need to know early. So score these goals, like the way that. But yeah, I think we're gonna do really good against them. 5-0 maybe, 3-0, 3-0 maybe even. But I'm gonna say when these type of weekends though, when everybody should be having a high scoring win, there's one team.
There's always one team.
Yeah, there's one. And I'm telling you, right. I got my money on Luton Town.
Come on, man.
Crazy.
Not the Luton Town, man.
Last season, I
could still
this season, I can't
man. Stop playing.
I can't have it this season. Last season, yeah.
Y'all laughing because there's a reality.
It's really possible.
There's a very real reality.
Last season, I was on this part talking, we're about to smack Southampton. This is GRG. Ran us in our own spot. Literally ran us out in our own spot.
Ward Prowse. Hey.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I can't accept this season.
Because it's just for the smaller teams. They just know like, oh, okay, this club is the one that is like a little shaky. We're gonna put all of our effort into that game. And so they got you on the mark. They're like, hey, like, and so you gotta get out. When you get out that eye, then you can start.
All our frustrations on them. We just gotta go in.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
no excuses.
Quickly, Liverpool plays Newcastle. What do you guys think? Who wins?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's a great one.
I said Newcastle.
That's the best. I think that's the match of the week.
Yeah,
for sure. I think Newcastle. Trent. I'm sorry, just. Trent.
Isak is gonna cook him. Oh my goodness.
Cook.
Isak, what Isak is doing, bro. I think he's the second best striker in the league. I really think Isak is the second best striker in the league.
No, facts.
Like, it's not even. I don't think it should be a hot take.
No,
think about it. Like,
no, he's killing it. He's deadly, bro.
Isak better than Ivan Toney?
Yeah.
Toney's not playing though.
No, I'm asking.
Where you at?
Come back in January.
For me, striker wise,
I'll take Isak, bro. I'll still take Isak.
Yeah.
I always tell you, Isak is what I thought Abraham was gonna be.
Well, Abraham has a bigger frame though than Isak a little bit.
Abraham, I feel
But
like
I feel you though. If Abraham had like Isak's
a little
control,
dribble, exactly.
Yeah.
Control of the ball, yeah, exactly.
Abraham is also, but I'm sorry, Isak is also African, East African. We always have a lot more ball control than you West because you guys are just
face and power.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, face and power. You can have that. My touch is way better than yours. I know that. But I'm gonna side with Newcastle as well too. I don't want to see.
Wait, who is it? Which stadium is it at?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Is it? Let me see, because that makes a difference for me.
I think.
Let me see. Liverpool.
It is at.
I think they play.
It is at Newcastle, St. James Park.
Oh yeah, Newcastle.
Yeah, that's sure.
But Szoboszlai and Diaz,
he's good.
They're moving. They're moving right now, and they. I don't know exactly. I think if they could get Endo going.
Who?
Is it Endo? They got their guy.
Endo.
Who's the guy they got?
Aldo. I don't even know.
He's like the 30-year-old CV they got or something like that.
Why are you buying him? Liverpool. How do you adjust? I don't get it. You were
because
Bellingham, and then you got McAllister, Szoboszlai, and then you were gonna.
No. Liverpool have been embarrassed in the market. Like there's no question about it. But
honestly,
Endo is actually a good pickup because he can give him that CB coverage because Virgil van Dijk is also on fraud watch for me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He had a shaky season last season.
He did,
and now we have another season. I'm like, if you have another season where he needs somebody to like either be next to him or push him a little bit because he's getting a little comfortable.
We got to get through the month of the season first. The first
right.
Let's get through the first month.
No. But my thing is like I'm just from the end of last season. My feelings going into this is like, you have been off for a while now.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people on that list. If we're gonna go based on
yeah.
But I mean,
facts.
I'm gonna keep the start sub sell for next week. It's a juicy one.
Dang, I was
definitely.
Hey, let me know.
We went a little over today, but definitely gonna keep that for next week, man. But you guys have any shout outs for this week? I had one, but
shout out Brighton once again.
I just
shout out Brighton, man.
De Zerbi is doing something special over there.
Shout out Brighton, but I don't like y'all because y'all value Ferguson at 100 mil. I'm not liking that. Everyone's 100 mil now for y'all. I'm not liking that. But no, shout out Brighton, man. I like what they're doing.
That's Estupiñán. That boy nasty. Yeah, he's nasty.
He's good.
He's nasty.
He's good.
That's the next one if somebody wants to pick. Just like a need a CB real quick. Boom, Estupiñán. Easy pickup.
Any shout outs, Salon?
Yes, I did have one. I found it. I was gonna shout out Yves Bissouma. Fantastic.
Yes, shout out Bissouma too.
Fantastic 2 games. He was the best midfielder on the field when United played Spurs on Sunday. So glad to see him back playing. Still got it. I know a lot of people
always had it.
Dad from like Laos. It's crazy, man. Conte made us believe that he wasn't good enough. But
I don't know why. When I saw him Boston, I was like, "This is what he does, though. This is what he's
him." I mean, he just wasn't healthy, he just wasn't healthy. So, shout out Bissouma. Glad to see him back. But yeah, man, appreciate everyone for tuning in, and as always, good luck to you in your future endeavors.
Peace.